Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, your average fan, and I'll be talking to you today about Netflix's show The Sandman, episode 3. We're picking up the pace a little bit here on this one, so let's just get into it. Spoilers! Okay, so we got Morpheus trying to find Constantine or Constantine, whatever you want to call it. I say Constantine, they say Constantine, whatever. And he's looking for his bag of sand. To which she is on her way to a church having a bad dream about some demon experience that went wrong. In the classic story of Constantine, he felt bad about the fact that he ended up sending this girl Astra's soul to hell. But in this iteration, she actually accidentally got sent to hell. So that was a bit of a twist, but she still felt bad about it, Constantine. So she's going to this church to supposedly exorcise a demon out of a royal princess. And so she gets there, she's talking to the bishop lady, and so because the princess is trying to marry a soccer player that is really famous or whatever. So she's faking them out by marrying them and then having them speak Latin in exorcism that she was trying to perform. And it turns out that it wasn't the princess who was possessed, it was the footballer. So she pulled the demon out. Morpheus had already pulled up on her once, talking about he needed to talk to her. She like, wait a minute, and moved on without him. So he popped up in the midst of her exorcising the demon. And that's when she realized that he is who he said he was. He is the Lord of Dreams, the Sandman. And that he wanted the demon to tell him which demon got his hell. And she didn't allow that to happen. She ended up exercising him. So she's like, okay, fine. You need to give me my sand back. She like, at first she wasn't going to even worry about it. Like, oh, screw you, dude. But then she's like, okay, I'll help you later. Turns out she went home, went to sleep. He got a new raven named Matthew, which I think is cool. I like Matthew. Matthew's cool. Even though he keep trying to send Matthew back to the dream, and Matthew like, no, I'm supposed to keep it down. Yeah, and help you out. Let me do my job, sir, please. So while she was asleep, he didn't get her dream to find out where she went. So he didn't. That's how he saw that. What happened with the demon she was exercising years ago, and Astra getting pulled into hell. So after all of that, and he had promised him to rid her of that terrible dream, she decided to go ahead and help him right then. So then they realized that her ex-girlfriend is who got the sand. So they go to her house. She been using the sand so hard that she's at death's door now. She about to die. And ain't no hope for her. So he get his sand back, but then he go ahead and he help her have a pleasant dream in her last moments, which was kind of nice to him. At first he wasn't gonna care. He was like, screw that. But Constantine made him feel bad. So he went ahead and helped out. Then he decided to tell Matthew, okay, so next we need to get my helm back. So guess where we're going? Yay, we're going to hell. So pretty sure next episode, that's where we'll be. We'll be in hell. On the flip side, we got Elle. I would just call her that. Her name started with E, even though I don't think that's her name. The lady who originally stole his stuff from the Megas all them years ago. Turns out it was modern day, not the 70s. And she been young somewhat for the past 116 years she been living. And she talking to her son about this ruby, and she need it back, and trying to protect him from Morpheus, who's coming to get his stuff. He want his shit back. So she finally tell him the whole truth about who he is and what happened and why they've been on the run all these years, changing their names and all that kind of stuff. Because he was kind of pissed about that. Like, you a liar. You lie about everything. You never tell the truth about nothing. And she never told him who his father was or anything like that. So he figured it out on his own from a whole bunch of reading, even in a magic book, that he was the son of this Burgess dude. So she was pulling a ruby out on his birthday every time and letting him make a wish on it and then, give him stuff. So that's how he knew about the ruby and its power. And it turns out that he ended up saying that somebody was trying to steal the ruby from him, and that's how people died, and therefore he ended up getting locked up in this place because she tried to protect him. And so, but he locked the ruby up somewhere, so he needed her to tell him where it was at. Turns out she was like, okay, in order for you to trust me, I'm gonna give you something. So she gave him the amulet of protection, in which means that now she's dying. So she aged like super quick to the point of full death. And the security guards didn't know nothing about that. So they called themselves trying to stop him from getting out. And, well, he had the amulet of protection. So they tried to shoot at him and they killed themselves. Okay. They tried to shoot at him. They ended up killing themselves. So he ended up getting out the building. And who's waiting on him outside the building but the Corinthian? Gave him a code, told him, I just want you to get wherever you're trying to go, because he knew he was trying to get to the ruby, you know. And he knew better than to try something, because he clearly got the amulet of protection, and he'd have been through that once already. So that's what happened with them. So now this dude is on his way to get the amulet, and his idea is to use the amulet to dream away. You know, the dream of a world where there is no Sandman. So he's not even willing to give up that. Kind of jacked up. So that's what happened in this episode. I'm liking the fact that they ain't wasting no time. It's going, moving. Even though they're like 30 to 45-minute episodes, you don't feel it. It's over before you know it. So I like a good paced system like that, and you're still getting a lot of information out of it as well. They're not like rushing over stuff. We understood Constantine, learned a bit more about Morpheus, seen what was going on with the lady and her son, and what her son's plan is going to be to do with this ruby. So we'll see what happens with that in episode 4. I will see you guys then. Have a great day.